So earlier we have seen how we have used REST template to call fraud detection service from customer microservice, but there is some problem in that particular intercommunication method. So if we see in customer controller, we have this register customer method, and there we are using this fraud detection result to typecast the result which is coming back from fraud detection service, and we are just storing this result in fraud detection result. So we have this fraud detection result class present in our customer microservice, and it is also present in fraud detection microservice as well. So if you see fraud detection controller, there we create this fraud detection result and send back to a fraud detection customer controller. So this is basically a redundancy, and it's actually a redundant code which is present across multiple microservices. And if suppose in future, if you want if you add another microservices and they also want to talk to fraud detection service, then they will also need to create this fraud detection result class in them. So this is basically creating a redundancy across the projects, and which is not a good practice to do. So to address this same issue, we'll just refactor the code using Openfeign client. So we'll just create a Feign client project. So we'll just add a new module called clients. So we'll keep other details as is. So for now we don't need any dependency here. So we have just added the clients, and we'll just there is package. We'll delete this class inside this, and inside this we'll create a interface for fraud. So let's just create package called clients.fraud. So this will be actually interface for fraud detection service. So whichever service wants to talk to fraud detection service, they can use this package to connect to it. So we'll just create one class here called fraud client, and this is actually an interface which will just develop. So this will be a Feign client, but as we don't have the dependency for this Feign client, we can see it in red line. So we want to add that dependency in our parent POM in under the dependencies tag, because it should be available for all the projects, and whatever dependencies we add it in dependencies will be available for all the projects. So we'll just add dependency for Openfeign. So it's present in Spring Cloud -starter Openfeign. So this dependency is added, and let's refresh this Maven. So let's just see if the dependency is downloaded. Yeah, this dependency is downloaded for customer project, then it is downloaded for Eureka server, and it's also downloaded for fraud detection. So as we have added it in dependencies tag, it should be available for all the projects. Now we can go to this interface, and let's just see if it is available. Yeah, it's available, and we can import this dependency for Feign client. So now we want to create this client for our fraud service. So let's just name it as a fraud, and we just need to create a method which is actually being called from our customer class. So our customer microservice is basically calling out this check fraud customer method. So we just need to mention it in an interface which we are creating in as a Feign client. So before doing that, let's just mention a name to this path variable as a cust id. We had missed it earlier. Let's just copy this entire method and go back to our fraud client. Then just remove this body, as we don't have any body in interface. It's just we just need to mention a method name over there. Let's delete this public as well, and we need to copy this fraud detection result class. Let's just copy it, and this error is uh, removed now. We just need to mention one more thing over here. So as a part of get mapping, we are mapping to uh, API slash v1 slash fraud, and then we are passing this customer ID, and this customer ID is being received by this check fraud customer method. So with this interface, we will be able to call fraud detection service from a customer microservice. So in next lecture, we'll see actual implementation of it.